right, rundown, June 24th, brought to you by High Noon. Introducing High Noon's all-new iced, the vodka iced teas. Time to find a ditch to those sugary malt-based teas. Try High Noon vodka iced tea made with real vodka, real iced tea. Perfect drink for the summer. It's non-carbonated with no added sugar, 90 calories. High Noon vodka iced tea is great for any occasion on the sun. Comes in 4 delicious flavors. Got to try them all. Original peach, lemon, raspberry, all great. Visit highnoonspirits.com to find a pack near you. The drink of the summer. All right. I'm having a tired day, but that's okay. I have those. I thought it was maybe the cancer when I got rid of it, but nope, still tired.
Dave Strong.
Yep. Let's get his Celtics Parade Friday. I know I saw you guys talking about it. Dan, all-time day for your boy Hank. All-time day for me. Nothing. It's honestly hard to describe.
It's insane. I mean, you guys were, especially Hank, because he was in Missoula's float in the front. You guys lived winning a championship.
It's not supposed to be this way. It's like, it's not supposed to get better. It like when you're a kid and you're in college and you're young and you're partying, that's when sports is supposed to be awesome. You guys, it's only getting better. Like you're gonna fucking just like run the team eventually. Where do you go from here?
I mean, it was a reversal because so we went with DraftKings. Thank you, DraftKings. They invited me, and originally I was going to go with Hank. Then Hank got the Missoula invite, and it was such a reverse. Like we were sitting in the crowd. They did this little ceremony in the garden, like of speaking. And me and Gaz were, and Hank was with Missoula, and then they ran out. They're like, Missoula wants you guys. And we're just with the team. I mean, we're just hanging out like that type of selfies with like Tatum and like everyone's coming up. And it's crazy because the players are coming up to us being like, thanks for support, big fans, like love you guys.
Hank said, Kevin, Hank said that Missoula and his entire family like kept profusely thanking him.
You know what? Honestly,
all right, you guys are gonna die on this story, but I asked because I've sat courtside.
Oh, I know this. Yeah, it's so
a million times without Missoula as much as making eye contact or being like hello. So I was like, I didn't even we were talking. I'm like, I didn't even think like you knew who I was or Barstool or anything. Like you've never said hello, eye contact. He goes, I didn't have the right to talk to you yet.
What?
I hadn't earned the right to talk to you.
What does that even mean? What?
Missoula's the best.
Missoula's
the best.
Dan,
because he's the best.
Why would he say that?
Because he's the best.
No, Kevin, that's a ridiculous thing to say.
Hank is legitimately part of the Missoula family now. Like Missoula invited him over to his house after and was like, "Do you need a place to stay?"
I believe it. Listen, we were on the DraftKings boat. They invited us. Missoula was like, "Come on my boat." I'm like, "Well, no, we're with DraftKings." The parade's ready to start. A guy from the Celtics on a walkie-talkie came up. He's like, "Joe wants you on the boat now." I'm like, we're staying here.
No, these guys are so fucking lame. This team is so goddamn lame if they're dick riding you in their big moment, being like, "Oh,
now let me say this with Missoula.
Talk to Dave now, you fucking losers. Every last one of the Celtics are fucking losers."
I forgot. Well, they're not the world champs, but I forgot, and I told Dan this. So I maybe 4 or 5 years ago did Bob Huggins' fish fry like charity event. And Missoula was like front row watching it there. He played at West Virginia. He played for Huggins. So when we were talking, he's like, yeah, no, and this guy's like so obsessive. He's like, when you were there, I just researched you. Like, so I've known about you for like a long time, and I hadn't earned the right to say hello and talk to you.
God.
What does that mean? You talk to like everybody. You fucking Uber driver Debbie, may she rest in peace. You talk to homeless people with one arm. Anybody can talk to you.
We're setting up a time. Well, no, he wants to set up a time to talk strategy and pick my brain about how to keep the Celtics on top. So we're going to do that and set up a little powwow.
I hate this guy. He's a fucking idiot. I hate you, Joe Missoula.
Hank, by the way, was.
And we're not exaggerating. That's the thing. Like we're being dead ass.
I know
honest.
you are. I know you are. Hank, at watching the progression of Hank getting drunker and drunker, and then the clip of him just getting bodied by the flag was so fucking funny. And he said that he said that he was so drunk he had to wave the flag because if he had his hands free, people just kept on throwing him nips and he had to drink them. So
listen,
like, it was self-preservation that he was like, I'm going flag duty.
I was out. I don't drink or party really at all anymore. I was
Yeah, he said when you had that hat on, I knew that Davey was drunk. That little bucket hat. When you were wet.
I was out on my feet maybe a minute and a half into the parade because, like,
your high noon, like you were like,
yeah, well,
on your
first
head.
of all, I had the cigar. Cigars fucked me up. So I was like talking to people with the cigar in my mouth. So it's like inhaling. And Hank's right. People are firing nips at you. And we had champagne bottles. And by the way, I had to carry my boat. Like there were no players on my boat. Yeah. So I was the guy on the boat. And people are fighting. Hank's right. They're firing nips. You catch it, you drink it. I thought I was going to puke. Like we hadn't even been on the boat for a second. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't been this fucked up this fast forever. There's nothing like it. To be on the other side of it. And I even was talking to my parents, like, you've done a lot now and it's surreal. We don't hear you this like, oh my God, that was amazing. But it was. And then McGillicuddy. When I saw McGillicuddy in the crowd,
man,
unbelievable moment, like a full circle moment to see him there, like he's 48 years old, like holding that fucking thing. And a little fuck KFC or KFC sucks. Just an all-time moment, all time.
It's scary because like everybody's still relatively young. That like, I mean, you're gonna keep winning. And it's just going to keep getting more and more, like more access, more everything.
It's not.
And Gaz has still got it. I'll say this.
Like, you'll be like, 12th man on the bench one day. It just.
That bald Gaz, despite the fact he's on vacation 99% of the time, he's still got the like, because I was obliterated. But anytime he saw a pocket of like TV crews, he'd be like, TV crews coming, TV crews, and like push me up there to start doing shit. So like the Kyrie chant that the crowd loved, like I would just be blacked out, being like, all right, gotta do something when the TV's so
this is how drunk Dave was, Kevin. I texted Gaz, Dave, and Hank because Gaz tweeted about Missoula. It also has a connection to Billy Barron, who is a friend, a Circle of Trust member of Barstool Sports. I texted the three of them, Gaz, Hank, and Dave. And I said, is Missoula now in Circle Trust? I saw you tweet about him being teammates with Billy Barron. Dave wrote back, I tweeted that. And I said, no, Gaz did. He said, that's crazy. Dave said, that's crazy. I said, yeah, we might have to get him in the Circle of Trust. And Dave just replied, damn, that's wild. He just had no work.
I was out. And then Peaches showed up and she was getting mobbed. It was.
What do you mean Peaches showed up? She's your dog.
Yeah, no, but
it's not like, oh yeah, or something.
I actually got off work early and met
no, but she came like she met me at Cisco. They had a post party at Cisco. I had the Boston. I had 2 bucket hats. You
just made that sound like fucking Larry Bird walked into the bar, and then Peaches just ran.
But I mean, she got mobbed. She was trying to hide it. So I had 2 bucket hats. I had a USA bucket hat somebody threw at me, and then I had the Boston's fee party. That guy in the Celtics, which all the players loved. Yeah, it was a banner night day in the history of banner. Like even the fact, the most surreal may have been just been before the event that we're just in the locker room.
Tatum recognized you?
Yeah, Tatum's definitely like a Barstool guy. Yeah, Derek White obviously is. Missoula, Pritchard, Sam Hauser.
I don't know what I haven't earned the right yet means. What does that fucking mean?
Hadn't earned the right to talk to
Kevin.
me.
he go back to what Dave said. Missoula researched Dave. He knows that is the perfect line to play into Dave's ego.
I know, but it's like why does he even care? I mean, I guess, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
listen, yeah, you got Dave in your back pocket forever now if you say a line like that to him, but it's not like he wasn't going to support the Celtics anyway.
He hadn't earned the respect yet. He had to bring a title home before he had earned the respect to say hello. I respect that. Do your job. Do your part.
Crazy. Like, it's fucking crazy how out of control this has spiraled to the point where, like, the way you were talking about the Brady speech, missing the Brady speech, it's like you were talking like you're on the team. And I was like, this guy is so crazy. He's acting like he's playing in game 5. And then I talk to you hear from the coaches and the players, and they're acting like it too.
Oh,
it doesn't make any sense. You're just a fucking fan.
Yeah, Kevin, that was
crazy.
The moment on PMT today that was just like, what the fuck? Because we talked about Hank and recapping everything. And then PFT was like, Hank was like, that was the greatest day of my life. And PFT was like, you met Tom Brady a week and a half ago. And I'd completely forgotten.
And tonight he's going to win another $1 million. Like, it's just, it doesn't end.
Well, no, we'll get to that later. That Florida's going to win that series. But it was quite literally an all-time run. I don't know how else to say it. Again, even being in the locker room, they're like, hey, you guys haven't got your player championship merch yet. And then they just take us in. Like,
how many times can you say that? I'm sure you've said that before about like the first time you were,
Yeah, but it stands. Like the first Super Bowl party when we got to the door and they're like, whose list are you on? We're like, Belichick's. They're like, what? And then Belichick's kid came on the golf cart, picked us up, took us in. That was the first Super Bowl. That was the last Super Bowl party where it wasn't open to like season ticket holders. That was it's been an unbelievable run. But like that, I've never been on a duck
your
boat.
Next one's going to be?
I don't know. You drive the duck. I don't know how it can get bigger than it.
You drive the duck.
Yeah.
By the way, it's like you know what? All the duck boat people were wearing our merch, like the actual duck boat people. I saw them like, we own the duck boats. I'm like, oh, hey, it's like, I invented that, cue the duck boats. They're like, I think you did.
Being serious for a moment, like, as it's been a long run where Boston has always obviously been winning and the Barstool fans have always been a big part of it, but it's so long now that I do think like the entire city runs around Barstool at this point.
It's
like everybody.
I don't even think some of them know it, if that makes sense. Like, cue the duck boats is like a Boston phrase that I don't even, people may not like trace it all the way back. Like, oh, Dave just starts saying because they're winning every 5 seconds.
But it's just, I think Barstool gets credit for you know what I mean? It's like, you don't even need to get attributed everything because it's just, you're there. You're a part of it. It's in the fabric of the fucking city at this point.
Hank said it perfectly. He said he was on a duck boat, just completely mangled with the coach of the Boston Celtics, looking out at a sea of former Hanks. Like, that was just me. I was just looking at me.
I mean, with the bald head like Heisenberg, it's like he turned villain or something. Did you see the Museum of Science duck boat?
No,
it was where Hank used to take tickets.
He was a ticket taker.
By the Museum of Science, and they're just going by waving.
Yeah, it was an all-time day, and it was like a sea of Hanks. That really, and it's our crowd, and they get so excited, like they literally cheered like they just go crazy.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, players do come and go and shit, and the fans and you guys stay. So
that is the truth. That's like the old Anna Horford. Like Gaz is obsessed. Gaz, that's the other thing he does. He loves making sure I see mean things said about me. Like, I would never see it. So he sends me the tweet. He's like, I'm obsessed with how much Anna Horford hates you. Because she had the "we don't claim him" tweet. And then Stoolies were like, well, kind of looks like a lot of Celtics sort of do. They're like all over. She's like, money buys anything. But the "we don't claim" is like, I'll be there long before all the players, coaches, and I'll be there long after. It's about the city. It's about rooting for laundry. That's what it is. And players come and go and legends stay and all that. But it's It's
Heroes
about
die
the
and
city.
legends
Yeah.
live forever.
Simply Safe. The rundown is sponsored by Simply Safe. Simply Safe Advanced Home Security puts your home first. Simply Safe offers advanced home security 24/7 monitoring, accessible to all with low upfront costs. Monitoring plans for less than $1 a day. Simply Safe's exclusive 24/7 live guard protection allows monitoring agents to stop a crime in real time by seeing, speaking to, deterring intruders in real time through the smart alarm wireless indoor camera. With 24/7 live guard protection, Simply Safe's agents can act on an alarm within 5 seconds of receiving the alarm signal, deterring intruders and dispatching police, because in a crisis, every moment counts. Try Simply Safe risk-free with a 60-day satisfaction guarantee on your money back. When you have the purchase, you can choose how to install your system. Easy to do it yourself, or you can have a pro do it for you with professional installation. By partnering with Simply Safe, we're able to have real peace of mind. You should have it too. Get 20% off any new Simply Safe system when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafe.com/rundown. That's simplysafe.com/rundown. There's no safe like Simply Safe. And just on this, to say I'm not a front runner. So I was watching the golf, and then Caitlin versus Angel Reese, Indiana versus Chicago. If it wasn't Sunday's going to go. Pat Bev tweeted me after the game, like, I never want to hear you talk about Angel Reese. He tweeted an hour after the game, which reeks of somebody who saw highlights and didn't watch the game. Angel Reese was a monster, and I tweeted it the second it was over, and I said, Caitlin Clark has to shoot the ball. I don't know if you guys watched it. She didn't shoot at all. She was having a monster game herself, set the rookie, like, assist record. She had 17 points, 13 assists, didn't shoot enough. Superstar, not involved down the end. So give this one to the Chicago Sky. I won't say anything negative about Angel Reese, except that she did the thing she does every single time that makes me hate her guts, which she took the very noble high road after winning, which is, it's not really that big of it's not me versus her. It's like a team game, just happy to win.
Sounds like it is a team game.
Which she does every single time.
Sounds like it's a team
they
game.
Win.
You know what? It's getting to the point where maybe
and every time they lose, it's the opposite.
Team games. Yeah, what's wrong? It's a team game.
I beat her ass. She was nowhere to be found when it was crunch time.
Any fouls we got to call in the league offices?
Nope, there's none of that.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Dave, what happens if Angel Reese wins Rookie of the Year and not Caitlin?
I wouldn't bitch about it. She's having a monster season right now. She's
like
a double. She's a double machine. That was the best I've ever seen her play yesterday. She made some incredible shots, all layups. She doesn't shoot anything but layups, but incredible layups. Like
layups count as two.
Caught a ball. Yep. Larry Bird, the dunk layup counts as much as dunk. Incredible catches on the run. She played out of her mind. And if that was the only time I ever had heard or seen Angel Reese, I'd be like, ooh, she monster, superstar. Like, but just say you hate Caitlin Clark. After the game,
sounds like it's a team game.
Say after the game, be like, Caitlin Clark was nowhere to be found.
Why would she say that?
When
I was care about Caitlin Clark. She cares about team wins.
Yeah, she does. But the back and forth of, there's no rivalry here. They got us
she's
twice.
A great teammate.
Yeah, they got us twice still. They still got the upper hand. All right. She was a monster. She played out of her mind. She was the only reason they won that game. So good for her. The golf, Scottie Scheffler. The boy's still hot.
Did it again.
The Travelers, I bet him on Saturday, 180, which is, people are like confused how I bet, because like, that's not a big bet for you. That's a huge bet for me. Like the bet I did Celtics Scheffler parlay was 100. I have 150 on the Oilers. So to do 180 is a monster bet. He was plus 180. I was like, he was a couple shots off at the Travelers where everyone was scoring and he had his game back. So I'm like, what the fuck? Let's take a shot. Overtime. Watching this, the protesters almost cost me.
Crazy.
Those people should be executed.
Well, no, what I was saying, their punishment, like sports protesters shouldn't go to jail. They should have to get their punishment immediately, and it has to be part of the sport. They should have to stand in the tee box and let Scottie Scheffler and Tom Kim just fucking unleash on them. That's what it should be. Like if you run on a baseball field, you should stand in the box and take one to the head. Don't go to jail, because like They're just going to go
They
to
just
jail and
get
pay
out.
like $1,000 fine.
Yeah, right.
Like, go take your actual punishment so that we can watch because you just tried to stop the golf game.
It literally almost cost me my bet because they like Tom Kim, who was lights out, they let him move the ball wherever, like not closer, but he could move it anywhere around the hole and pick his angle because they threw that paint where he was supposed to putt. Also, it really threw like people who don't like me a little because I was again, when I'm betting, like I'm locked in on
You're
this
a
tournament.
madman.
I've been locked in, and then all of a sudden this happened, and within a second, I said, "Execute the protesters." I tweeted it like within a second, and I think people thought it was Palestine. So that whole crew was getting ready to. I didn't even know who they were. I was just like,
oil. Yeah,
it was oil. It was big oil. No one
the
cares
same guys
about
who
big
fucked with
oil.
Stonehenge the other day.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about the big oil guys.
Going anywhere, guys.
How
Get
the fuck
over it.
did they get to the tournament? Probably
Exactly. A
drove the
lot
car.
of people asked that.
Yeah.
So
They better have walked there, ridden horses or some shit.
yeah, that was but a big win. I think the streak, I'm not even trying to
Okay, yeah.
I will get to it. Travis Kelce on stage. There was big Taylor news because first Taylor did Thank You, Amy and Mean mashup, which is great. What are you watching, Dan?
There's a TV on over there.
What's on?
Looks like just some Dak Prescott
I
discourse.
thought you like
and
betting on
highlights.
horses or something.
No.
So there was big because Thank You, Amy Mean mashup right at Kim K, which I loved. And then the next day, Kelce on stage. Big part of the performance. I didn't like it. I don't like him on stage. And I'm a huge Swiftie. I don't know.
Going against the family.
I know. I mean, no, whatever mother wants, she can do, but it didn't feel right to me. I don't love it. It's like this is her, like Taylor doesn't take a snap.
Right. Oh, so you think that this is him taking some of her shine?
Yeah, it'd be like
but
if
like she wanted this.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
It'd be like if the Chiefs, if like the Chiefs won the Super Bowl and Taylor was on one of like the parade boats.
No, it's not.
But that would be normal.
Listen,
how to put yourself in one, Dave.
No, it's not.
You don't like Travis on the stage.
That's not the game. That's like, no, I didn't check into a game.
Not yet. We'll see. I don't know. With
Yeah,
Joe Mazzulla.
If they asked me to check into a game, I would.
Chance.
I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say to the Celtics, I wouldn't mind me and Miss Peaches heroes amongst us. Like when you go out,
making demands.
When they clap for like the World War II vet.
Yeah, heroes amongst us. I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't see Dave Grohl saying that she doesn't play.
I did see Dave Grohl say, I thought it was a known fact she's saying live. I like Dave Grohl. So,
who cares? The Swifties are so butthurt about everything. It was like a one-off thing that he made a joke. He called it the Errors Tour. It's funny little fucking one-off thing.
What do you mean, who cares?
Who cares?
That was petty.
What?
Like,
You
music and she doesn't.
But it's shit talk, and then they're gonna probably try to fucking like bomb his house.
Right, fine.
That's my point.
If his house is smoldering in ashes, that's on Dave Grohl. And
we are at a point where I hate like the Barbies and the Swifties and the whatevers, but at this point they do what they do. There's no stopping it. Don't complain about it. If you don't want it to happen, don't fucking talk shit.
Yeah, if you're going to be at a concert and take a shot at Taylor and they bomb your house, that's on you.
That's how they roll.
Yeah. I won't partake in it because I like Dave Grohl, but I'm not going to tip off the cops if I hear about the plan either. Because
they say that he flipped. He used to like her, and then his daughter tweeted about how much Taylor flies her private jets,
and they ruined her life.
Swifties went after her, so now he's
again.
Don't do it.
Don't tweet about her jets. That's when a couple weeks ago, all the like oil people or whoever thought they had Taylor's jet and they were going to like spray paint it orange. And it was like the scene in the Untouchables when there's just umbrellas in the, like, you know, they break in and they think they have the drug bus. It's just a bunch of umbrellas because the bad guys got tipped off. You're not going to catch Taylor's jet. She's like got people everywhere. So yeah, if you talk shit about Taylor, fine. It's America. You can do that. Your house may get burned down, and that's the repercussions. This story had to put in very funny. I don't know if you saw this. Jetflicks a bunch of guys started a streaming company called Jetflicks, bigger than Hulu, bigger than Netflix. They just somehow had software that pirated like all these illegal movies and everything, and then charged $10 for a service called Jetflicks.
I'm
That's
mad we didn't
incredible.
get the nod on this. How did we not know about this?
I don't know.
Wait, did they get shut down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, they're going to
they
jail
got caught.
now.
Yeah.
One guy's
I mean,
going to jail like if he gets convicted for like 50 years. He faces.
Oh
50
my
years.
God.
And they charge $10 a pop. So like I'm sure they made some money, but like they said most of the guys are gonna go to jail for like 5 years if they get sentenced. The other guy faces 50. Like
Jesus.
I just pay for your fucking streaming services. It's really not.
Well, I mean,
it's not worth going down for this.
I mean, if you get every streaming service, I don't even know. That's a shit. People like normal people who have to, like the Rico Boscos of the world. He can't have every streaming service,
I mean,
right?
You got to get Jetflix. Yeah.
Yeah. Final thing, Game 7 tonight. I know people think I'm a revert. First of all, Nicky Smokes is like the dumbest guy.
That's
Oh
a
my
bit,
God.
though, right?
No. He's that dumb. He was Kevin. He was
No.
texting me, being like, I am not tweeting. I'm not going to the game.
That's a bit.
Like, and
No, it
I
isn't.
replied. I was just like, dude, yes, you are, and yes, you are. This is your job. What are you talking about?
And he
that's
does.
not a bit. That's fucking crazy.
No, it's not a bit.
It's not bad.
What
He thinks he can negotiate. He tried to get $100,000 out of Dave.
but that's what I mean. That was so stupid.
No, it's not
that I was
bad.
like, this is a
But
bit.
you know how stupid it is? Like, he's like max bet on the Oilers, and he doesn't show how much he bet. And he doesn't
Right.
he's so dumb. He doesn't think people be like, you didn't put your bet size in. He just like, he may not have even, or didn't bet it. It's not, it's
Right.
like, he's just really one of the most
But-
dumb, ungrateful morons we've ever had.
He just thinks he has leverage,
But like,
when he has
also,
zero.
don't you think you don't think he's playing you a little bit?
Oh, he's dumb.
If he got run over by a car tomorrow, I wouldn't even go to his funeral. That's how much I care
That's
about
why
him.
I'm like, it's so obnoxious.
Like,
that
I
I'm
wouldn't.
surprised-
I
I'm
wouldn't.
surprised
I'd be
you're,
like,
like,
if
playing
someone
along
told
with
me
it.
Nicky Smokes got run over, Dan Carr, I go, oh man, that sucks. And
Yeah.
just
Oh,
continue
damn.
along
But
with
at
my
the same time,
day.
you're sending him to the Stanley Cup.
What's that?
But at the same time, you're sending him to the Stanley
But
Cup.
it wasn't overly expensive. I mean,
But I'm just saying, it's like
if he's not going to do that? And to be honest, I knew he didn't want to do it. The trip to go, like he was sitting there on the couch.
Right.
Like it wasn't premeditated. It's like this fucking
doing nothing,
idiot does nothing. Nothing.
Vibes guy.
His team
That was
is in the
crazy.
Stanley. He's just that stupid.
But he is.
And-
But Kevin, this isn't a bit. Remember, he
It isn't.
He re-signed his contract, no raise, and partied like he reset the QB market.
Yeah,
He
like
did.
that's where I
This
thought
is-
he like was. I was like, all right, this guy's
No.
making content. He's playing into the game a little bit. He's
No.
being
No.
like a villain.
His
Like I think
stupidity.
he's doing this because
Yeah.
otherwise he's the most obnoxious person in the world.
Well, but his stupidity does end up being good content, but it's
Right.
real. It's real what he's doing, and like thinking that like he was texting me like he was negotiating with me, and I just kept on saying like he literally was like, "I'm not going to the game. I'm not tweeting." And I just replied, "Yes, you are," and "Yes, you are."
I've
And then
never
he was
seen
like,
any-
and they'd be like, "He has to pay me this." I was like,
Is
"No, he doesn't."
I've
he
never
just
seen
not a-
any. He's stupid.
Yeah.
But like
Nobody.
he's a sports fan, right? So like going to Game 7.
I don't know how big of a real fan he is of the Panthers. Like if
Panthers.
this was the Dolphins,
The Dolphins would be, yeah. And he's a jinx. He's a jinx.
yeah. I will say nobody that we've ever had has arguably realized how little he means to me or us. Like he has absolutely no value to us. None.
when you were in the office, just kind of like when Dave's doing his circles and you can see his face, like nobody's fucking working here, and it's really starting to bothering me. But he was just like kind of, yeah, I'm the vibe guy.
He's so
No, there's
dumb.
so many people who are just fat and I told Dave because I missed him doing that because I was like, I had one of those days where I just didn't stop. I came out like 4:00 out of the studio and one of the interns was like, "Hey, what's up? Where have you been?" It's like, what do you mean? I've
Yeah.
been working. What
By
have
the
you
way,
been doing?
There's no place in America that you can get away with that easier than with us.
Honestly, someone asks, like, what do you do here? Well, how would you answer?
I just say, I make videos, I write blogs, keep the vibes up, get everyone going.
He's a vibes guy. He is a vibes guy. I'll give you credit for that.
All he has to do.
Said, what do you do here? And someone in Milton answered, I'm a vibes guy.
Yeah, you couldn't do it there. It was too short. We're too big, but you can get away. But when you're in that situation, he should have hopped up and been like, "You're right. I'm going."
Yeah, that was great. That's why I thought it was a bit.
The best part about that video, by the way, was Zoopy. Did you see him in the background
shooting, and then he runs away?
Because Zoopy is like one of the hardest working guys we got. Like someone told me that he literally the moment he was shooting was after like a 6-hour like edit session. He went out to like take a couple shots and then he just runs back.
Yeah,
but those we have a lot of those guys who are really hard workers who know like, okay, like this is a bad look. And then we have a few that are just they're vibes guys and they just hang out and
but we have really good vibes guys, and then like really like, I mean, again, if he fell off the face of the earth, like no one would know. Like that North Carolina kid who worked for us and then one day just stopped and no one knew he didn't come for 2 months. Like that would be Nicky Smokes. But
who was more important, Nicky Smokes or what was his name? Like 5-month Ethan or whatever? What was that guy's name?
Ethan, a 1 month trial Ethan. I thought Ethan had potential. I know Nicky has no potential. He had this big thing when we hired him. He's like, I'm going to be this huge star. I'll do. He is what he is. And that's
you guys
nothing.
All liked him, and he was.
I like him. He puts in. He does put in effort. Like he makes videos. He does blog. But there are moments where he just sits around and is a vibes guy. And Dave caught that moment, and he's very comfortable.
Is he a vibes guy? Are you guys always like, oh, it's great that Nicky's here?
No, he's like
Nicky has some haters though.
He does have some haters, but like there's Kevin, like the office has people that like they'll chop it up and like, when they're around, they like he's one of those guys.
I'd say that the number one thing you hear vibes, number two, liability. Like you hear
it goes back and forth
too, yeah.
And it goes back and forth.
Who would you say is an actual vibes guy?
Balls is definitely a vibes guy.
Like that's exactly what I was thinking. Like but I feel like
I like
Jerry's a vibes guy.
Jerry, I always like having Big Ev around. Like Big Ev, it rolls.
He's a vibes guy.
Yeah.
Jerry's a vibes guy.
But these guys are all so lovable and likable. I think they have a common theme with Dave. But the Nicky, I feel like people are like,
yeah, I have people when he was rehired was like, they're like, talk to me when he gets us in trouble. Like he's a liability. He's just an absolute, like he has a rock as a brain.
100% rock brain. 100%. I had to ban him from drinking in the office. He's not allowed to have a sip of alcohol in the office.
Yeah, that the only other time that's happened is Loud Sean. Loud Sean, like Loud Sean and Nicky Smokes put on the can't drink train. But it is game 7. It should be an unbelievable game. I think this is not jinx. This is nothing. I don't think you can win 4 in a row. I think Florida wins it. Valiant effort from Edmonton. I think McJesus gets the Conn Smythe or whatever they call it, the MVP regardless. But this is all Florida tonight. And I don't think it's particularly close.
There's a 100% chance we will see you tomorrow for another championship rundown for D.
No, I don't take credit. This is just no. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.